Hello, hello, lovely people. This is Rita and Tammy Magnuson, and today we're just going to be talking a little bit overview of fast EFT and tapping as like a personal transformation opportunity, right?
That's
There's
right.
there's the neuroscience is out, the brain training, the memory reconsolidation is out. Like all these processes are out. And I think for me, Tammy, in the beginning, I was like, okay, yes, great. Let it, I know I have to let it go, but how do you do it? Like you still
Right.
feel the emotions, you still feel the sadness, you still feel stuck or frozen. And it's like, it's easy. It was easy for people to be like, well, just let it go. Don't think about it. But you're like, you feel like you have no control because that thought just keeps freaking popping in here. Like, what is it? So
Right.
what would it look like to have a fast EFT tapping transformational journey?
Yeah, so I agree. How to let it go is so powerful. And I know that people told me, "Oh, you need to let this go." And I would be like, "What is wrong with you? If I let this go, like I'm never going to overcome it." I don't know. There was this sense of I don't let things go because I need to make a change. I don't want it to happen again. And yet the truth is so far from that. And letting go meant that it's no longer controlling me.
Ooh,
It's
say
no
that. No,
longer,
say it again because that was
yeah. So
good.
what the truth is letting go means it's no longer controlling you. So when those thoughts are coming in my head, when those feelings are overwhelming me, when that person makes me feel terrible, when I think about something and my body starts to go into anxiety, all these things were the power that incident had over me. So learning to let it go meant that now I am no longer controlled by it. And
Yeah.
Fast EFT, Tactics, it was the best and only way I've ever learned to actually let things go because I was tied to the fact inside me. The facts, I thought the facts were if I could study it, if I could research it, if I could figure it out, if I could just put all of my attention on it, then I would find a solution and an answer
Right.
and be
Right.
miserable.
And be right, right. I think for me, I had a lot of thoughts. I was in my head probably 90%
Hmm.
in my head about stuff
Hmm.
that I was making up. Are you ever driving in the car, talking to yourself, yelling at your partner, and they're not even there, and you're already pre having the conversation about how you're going to tell your boss this or tell your kids that. It's like
Yep.
that is crazy. That's like crazy thinking. For me, I was able to stop that. Like
Yep.
through this process, I didn't have to analyze, and I didn't have to see if it was right or wrong, good or bad. We know as brain trainers that that's part of our brain. That's part of our
Right.
survival part. That if we think of all these and we obsess over it, that whatever result it was that we got when we were 3, 4, or 5, like if I felt uh, um, a feeling or a sensation like I'm not good enough, that was a better feeling, a better way to deal with whatever was happening as a 5 year, as a 10 year. I don't belong. It was better to feel I don't belong than it was to judge and assess, perceive what was happening, right? What was happening
Hmm.
to me. It was better to be like, oh, it's I'm too much. Maybe it's I'm too much because, you know, whatever the event was that occurred, I made it mean something about me. And then we
Right.
collapse it.
Yes.
And then we
Yeah.
create an identity out of it. And then we
And then we're
find people.
miserable because that's what other people think about us. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much there because if we are identifying as that, instead of it being a feeling or a choice to do, to think about it, it becomes a I am anxious. I am sad. I am lonely. I am not included. And then now we continue to create that. And that's kind of what happens when we are perceiving ourselves a certain way, is that that's all we notice. And then we notice more and more of that. And now we're in the point where we're creating those results from that.
Unwanted results. So personal transformation through Faster EFT is, how do we take control? So you say, I'm anxious. I guess we could give them 5 steps on how to see and notice that and how to transform that. You want to do that?
Sure.
So you want to take a feeling or emotion or sensation or a belief and be like, how do I know? That's the first thing, is you want to come down to physically. Are you seeing it? Are you hearing it? Are you smelling it? Are you, what's the other one? Those 3 are the bigger
feeling,
ones, right?
hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling.
Yeah. So you want to know how you know that you have anxiety, right? Because sometimes we could just have, we don't even stop. We're just a reaction of a program from a long time ago. So find out how you know. And that feeling, that sensation, where have you felt that before? Like, we're not asking you to go to the trauma, but if you know it was, when my dad yelled at me about not cleaning the cooler. When my mom, didn't take me shopping when I needed it. Whatever it was, you want to find the story or the memory that holds that data, that go-to code of operation. And what we do as brain trainers is we go to that and we rewrite it. We bring it up to the active experience. We take all the emotion out of it by tapping, breathing, redirecting our brain to a happy memory. So now we call this a defrag. You go from, a feeling you don't want, or a scene or a sensation you don't want, and you flip it over to something you do want. And you keep going back and forth until it goes down to a 0. So 10, it's really strong. 0, it doesn't even bother me at all. And when you do that, it's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Right. And that's the thing about this. I know when you're talking about anxiety, is the way that the thoughts are popping in, and to think about it more and more is only going to create more of that. So really interrupting it, it's going to keep happening. Don't get mad at it. Don't get frustrated with it. Just interrupt it, and tell your brain to think about what you want, what you've had in your past that you enjoy, and those sensations will change for you. Like, you can change your own anxious sensations by doing this, your own stress sensations, and let it go, meaning now you're no longer forced to think about it. It's no longer popping up unannounced. It's you getting control.
Yeah. So you notice the anxiety thought, the feeling, and you go to a happy memory, or you can just go like, I'm right here. I'm in my room. I feel my toes, feel your right toe, feel your left toe, your right knee, your left knee. Just start taking an inventory of how you are here, right? Breathing helps you get back into your body. Notice, breathing in, holding it, breathing out calmly. Change that physiology. And what we like to do is we like to say, let it go, let it flow, let it out, let it vent, switch it, flip it, make it nice again. Take a deep breath in, blow it out, and say peace.
That's right. That's the hugest thing. The interrupter matters. The interrupter, the words that you're saying, interrupting it, and driving your brain to peaceful feeling that you want. That's really all it takes, because the anxiety is coming from somewhere in the past. And if it's not, happening where a car is going to hit you, then any anxiety is coming from your past. When people say, oh, it's not coming from my past, it's coming from right now. Right. This might have happened an hour ago, but that's still in the past, guys.
Yeah.
If you're anxious because of something a phone call that happened an hour ago, because of this or that happened, that's still in the past. And how you're thinking about it is causing those same sensations. And those sensations also come from a long, long, long time ago in your past. You know how to do them because of the past.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really important that you understand if you're like, no, this is right now. Well, is it currently right now? Because if not, and you're thinking about it and you're rehashing it and you're reusing it on yourself, if it's not right now, then that's exactly what you're doing. And your body will react with anxiety. It's going to, because it believes that you're back there.
Yeah, with just that thought, that perceived thought.
Yep.
It's a perceived thought.
That you're back there.
Yes, so transformational journey, that is how you can personally take responsibility for what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what emotion you have, because we are doing this to ourselves, because unconsciously most of the time. Consciously, you just want to bring yourself back over here, back to the moment, take a deep breath in, and I'm right here. And it might feel overwhelming. And then so you breathe some more and you tap some more. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong. There's nothing broken about you. It's just a program that you have, that we all had as human beings. And when we're blaming other people, that's just a program we were taught, like, you made me mad, you made me sad, that cheesecake made me fat, that alcohol got me drunk. Whatever it is, we're always thinking it's outside circumstances. But when we can take an inventory of how we are doing it to ourselves, freedom occurs.
That's the only way you can empower yourself. And that's what we really want, because we've experienced it now. Only because we've been able to empower ourselves from a whole different mindset, do we have such a passion for sharing this. And that empowering yourself from noticing, what am I doing to continue creating this? Guys, Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time, how we are creating from our past selves because of our beliefs, and that we're still living from that state because we leave our emotions to continue in that sludge of yuckiness. So let it go. Let it go. And it may not seem simple, but once you have this technique, just exactly like Rita taught you, once you have that technique, you do it and you use it like a toothbrush on your emotions, you use it like, I need to clean this up, then you will empower yourself to feel differently, to feel better, to create different. And that's the most powerful thing.
And you can do it. You can do it. You will get the physiology, you will get the change in your body, because you are taking control. And if there's any resistance, just be extra nice to you. This is be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, treat yourself with respect and love. You got here, wherever here is for you, you survived, you've made it through, you're here. Now you can thank all those parts, however they got you here, however, through alcohol, through divorces, through children, no children, whatever it is, you got here, and appreciate all that hard work that those parts of you, those, the good part, the ugly part, the sad part, the mad part, they got you here. And you're able to shift and change those things now.
Perfect. So our advice is to let it go. And if you struggle with this, just reach out to us. All right. We love doing this with people. We love helping you get your aha moments, helping you interrupt, and really driving your GPS in your brain to the location that you really want in this world. If you really want to be happy and you're spending all your time feeling sad about the situations, then you're not maybe driving your brain to where you want to go in the future. So do these techniques, and when you need help, just reach out to us and we'd love to help you.
Very good.